Welcome back to another Explainer. I've got to tell you, I am absolutely thrilled for today's session because in a lot of ways, this feels like graduation day. Up until now, you've been grinding, experimenting, and building some truly fascinating AI agents, but today is a huge pivot. We're officially moving from that safe, cozy sandbox environment into the much messier reality of actually trusting your agent in a live, unpredictable production setting. You know, it's one thing to get an agent working flawlessly on your local machine where you control literally every variable. But how do you know what it's going to do when it's out there in the wild, dealing with real users throwing curveballs at it all day long? Well, that is the exact puzzle we are solving today as we dive deep into observability and evaluation.
All right, our agenda today covers 4 main areas. 1. The Day 21 milestone. 2. Observability, seeing inside. 3. Evaluation and debugging. And 4. The production dashboard.
Kicking things off with Section 1, the Day 21 milestone.
Reaching this milestone means we are officially stepping away from purely theoretical concepts and squaring up with real-world risks. Listen, an unmonitored agent in production is an absolute liability, no two ways about it. The second you deploy an AI, the stakes just skyrocket. I mean, imagine a customer service agent that silently starts hallucinating your company policies and just offering free cars to users. Or think about an autonomous research agent that gets stuck in an infinite loop, quietly racking up thousands of dollars in API bills overnight. If you don't have a way of knowing about those behaviors, you are flying completely blind. And that is exactly why mastering today's concepts is non-negotiable. We've got to make sure our creations aren't just functional in the lab, but are totally safe, reliable, and accountable once they're out in the real world.
Moving right along to Section 2, Observability, seeing inside.
This whole theme is all about how we look under the hood of an AI agent once it's actually running. Now, as developers of these advanced systems, we don't just need textbook definitions, we need hard operational standards. So, for our purposes, observability is the ability to understand and measure the internal actions of a system. You already know that when an AI agent processes a complex prompt, it doesn't just magically spit out an answer. It goes through a whole series of hidden internal decisions. It routes requests, it queries databases, it synthesizes context. Without observability, you're only ever seeing the final, and sometimes super flawed output. You're basically staring at a black box. But with full observability, you get a crystal clear, unobstructed view of the entire decision tree. It lets you measure exactly how the agent got to its conclusion, essentially turning that black box into a completely transparent glass box.
According to the source material for Day 21, locking down an agent requires 4 sequential steps: logging, monitoring, agent evaluation, and debugging. And a quick heads up, this isn't some random a la carte menu of topics you can just pick and choose from. It is a highly dependent methodology. Think about it. You can't effectively debug an issue without a proper evaluation framework letting you know something is broken in the first place. You can't evaluate performance without active monitoring, and you absolutely cannot monitor anything without foundational logging already set up. Plus, as your system runs in production, this whole thing turns into a living, breathing feedback loop. The more you debug, the more you refine your logging. That improves your monitoring, which tightens up your evaluations. It's a continuous engine of improvement.
A great way to think about those first 2 operational steps is this. Logging is the memory, and monitoring is the vital signs. Logging means you are recording every single action, input, intermediate thought process, and final output in this massive, immutable filing cabinet. So if something goes horribly wrong on a Tuesday at 2 p.m., logging guarantees your agent has a permanent, searchable memory of exactly what went down at that precise second. Monitoring, on the flip side, is like the real-time EKG monitor in a hospital room. It's the current pulse of your agent's health. Are response times suddenly crawling? Is the API error rate spiking off the charts? Monitoring gives you that immediate, high-level view so you can jump in and intervene before a tiny system hiccup snowballs into a massive failure for your users.
Up next is Section 3, evaluation and debugging.
So now we're shifting gears from just passively watching the system to actively judging its quality. And there is a massive difference between these 2 concepts. Observability is 100% about understanding what the agent is doing. It's giving you the raw, unfiltered data of the system's actions. Evaluation, though, that's about understanding if what the agent is doing is actually good. In the age of generative AI, just having visibility isn't enough. You could literally have perfectly healthy monitoring vital signs and incredibly detailed logs of an agent executing a completely wrong task with 100% technical efficiency. I mean, imagine an agent that successfully drops your entire production database in record time. The logs look fantastic, but the outcome? Total disaster. Evaluation gives you that crucial qualitative check to make sure the agent is actually delivering value, staying accurate, and sticking to your quality standards.
If we stick with our analogies, agent evaluation is basically the final exam. It is this rigorous, ongoing test that your agent has to pass to prove it's actually doing what you expect it to do. It gives the agent a score, and when the agent eventually fails a part of that exam, and trust me, it definitely will at some point, that is where debugging steps in. Debugging AI is the surgery, and it's really different from traditional software debugging. We aren't just hunting for a missing semicolon or a misconfigured port here. We're basically engaging in digital psychology. We have to figure out why an unpredictable language model reasoned its way into a bad answer. But here's the magic. Because you have your observationality logs and your evaluation scores perfectly aligned, your debugging can be incredibly precise. You can go right in and pinpoint the exact faulty prompt, the missing context window, or that one specific line of logic that led the agent off a cliff.
And finally, Section 4, the production dashboard.
For the main project of Day 21, you're going to take all of these theoretical concepts we've been talking about and bring them into practical, hands-on application by building a production agent dashboard. This dashboard becomes the absolute nerve center for everything. It centralizes all your logging data, which is awesome because it means you never have to go hunting through messy terminal windows again. It visually displays your monitoring metrics so you can check the vital signs of the whole system at a single glance. It actively tracks your agent evaluation scores so you always know your agent's current grade. And by putting all of this rich, contextual data in one single place, it facilitates lightning-fast debugging. This control center really is the ultimate realization of everything we set out to achieve today. It's the interface that actually empowers you to manage that transparent glass box.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final thought to carry into your build phase. Take a second and really think about your specific use case. How will you observe your agent out there in the wild? The tools, the methodologies, logging, monitoring, evaluation, and debugging, they are all fully at your disposal now. You know the difference between a system's memory and its vital signs, and between a technical log and a qualitative exam. Now, it is entirely up to you to implement these frameworks so your creations are reliable, transparent, and genuinely ready for the heavy demands of production. I seriously cannot wait to see the robust dashboards you all build to monitor your systems. Keep learning, keep structuring those AI environments, and I will catch you in the next explainer.